Hey everybody, Matt Casey. I'm going to talk a little bit about the 6 elements that drive change according to the Chenninger text. As I go through these elements, I'm going to talk a little bit how each could be or is effectively applied to drive change in my profession. For those of you who have not seen my blog post, um, I'll remind you that I'm not in the education field as a teacher or administrator, just as a student right now. I'm occupied in the military, but I'm pursuing my MED with the hopes of teaching um, after retirement one day. I do still believe that these elements um, do drive change, not just in education, but in my line of work as well. So I'll try to describe that a little bit here. So the first element, as described in the text, is connectedness matters, and what Scheninger means in this element or term is to become connected in terms of social media platforms. What this does in education in districts is allow for a shared or communal knowledge repository or library. Different schools within the district can learn from one another, share ideas, lessons learned, references, advice, and all of these things have the potential to lead to positive change. Um, Currently, I'm in an organization that works in data collection and reporting, and becoming connected and sharing information with all of our stakeholders is one of our cornerstones in our community as well. So it's applicable in my line of work as well. The second element that drives change is vision, and Scheninger describes this as something that helps to clearly articulate why and how technology can be used to support the learning process. Each school within a district has a unique vision statement, especially with regard to technology plans, but the why and the how are shared themes among each of them. The why concept kind of stuck out to me, intrigued me a little bit, and it reminded me of an interesting video I recently saw just the other day in a course. And if anyone's familiar with the motivational speaker and author Simon Sinek, he kind of talks about starting with why, and it relates to the Apple Computer Company. I shared the link here if anyone's interested in taking a look at it. I think it's pretty interesting and definitely worth taking a look at it. The third element is value, and Scheninger describes this as it's meant to encompass how technology is valued in terms of its ability to support learning and create meaningful experiences. I think that this element is really intimately tied to the vision statement for any school, and in my opinion, as they tend to be mutually dependent on one another. Vision for a technology plan within a school or for a mission in my line of work, um, you really can't see the value in their process and tools, and the vision doesn't really stand a chance of coming to fruition if you can't do that. So in my opinion, this is how each of these elements depend on one another. The fourth element that drives change is support. Obviously, support can come in many different forms. The one that stuck out to me was the support that teachers and administrators need to have to feel comfortable taking risks with regard to exposing themselves and their students to new forms of technology. Taking these types of risks when they make sense and have been properly weighed in terms of potential benefits is one way that positive change can occur. Professional development is the fifth element that drives change. When I think of professional development in my profession, I instantly think of the continuous learning process. There's always new technologies available and new processes that we're training on, and my organization requires this type of continual learning by each of its employees. In this way, positive change is driven not only within the organization but in the individuals that represent it as well. Lastly, embracement is the final element that helps to drive change according to Scheninger. By embracement, he means that it is vital to rid organizations of the fear of change and instead to promote new ideas and technological resources. This is like a mindset that has to be fully embraced by employees and students in order for schools to become effective in mediating positive change. One of the critical elements that must be incorporated within embracing new technologies is empowering students and employees to explore their useful and potential benefits. Well, I hope you enjoyed my post, and I appreciate any feedback. I hope everyone has a great holiday. Thanks. Bye.